burnt now. Every time I hear a crack of a whip, my blood runs cold. 'Cause I remember on the slave ship what they did. They brutalized our very souls. Today they say that we are free, only to be chained in poverty. Ooh, Lord, it's getting a little rusty. They got a machine that makes money. Slave driver, skidda-da-da-da-bop-bop-bop. Your table has turned. Catch a fire, you catch a fire. La, 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 you're gonna get burned.
Bryce, where you at? Where you at?
Oh, man. Don't do that, boy.
No.
Bryson. See, you're getting yourself tangled.
Oh, yeah. I let him untangle it.
Yeah. Do that. Uh-huh. Stop getting into everything, man. Stop getting into everything, boy. Sit down. Sit. Sit. Sit down. Sit. Good boy. Stay. Yeah. Yeah, be a good boy. Yeah. You don't do that, okay? That's a mic. It's a mic. It's a mic, see? It's just a mic. It's nothing. Shh. Sit. Good boy. It's just a mic. It's not a rat or anything like that. It's just a mic.
That's a toy.
Yeah.
It's one of the Twinkies.
Yeah. Sit down.
Okay.
Sit.
Huh?
Sit. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. See? It's just a mic. You just talk into it. No, shh. 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 No. No, sit. Bryson, sit. 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 Psst. Good boy. Oh man, tuck your weenie in. Nobody want to see that. Tuck it in. Shh. No. Leave that alone. Leave that alone. That's mine.
He's getting less and less.
Look at the
biting
camera.
on that leash.
Look at the camera.
What
What are you
in
eating?
your mouth now?
Just on the slave ship, they brutalize our very soul. Now today they say that we are free, only to be chained in poverty. Ain't they want those workers in they cornfield? They only give us a penny. Slave driver, la, your table has turned. You catch a fire, Lord, you're gonna get burned now.
Alright guys, so when you're out here and you are doing like urban car camping, so when you're out in neighborhoods, like I wouldn't want to go to like one of those upscale neighborhoods, you know, the one that's really nitty-picky about who's in their neighborhood and who's in their block and all that stuff. But something like this, where it's like duplex area, and when you go to like places that has like duplex, they usually have fences, and like this right here, that right there would be a perfect area to do an overnight, like a real, even just like a real quick nap, or you know, quick get up, you know, like 5 hours or so, 6 hours, 5.5 hours, like area like this. Like I wouldn't go into like one of these let me see if this is one of them. Yeah, like that, like a cul-de-sac, or just like, you know, it's like a roundabout area. So places like these are typically ideal for overnight. Now I wouldn't hang around there too long, like, you know, move around. Like, don't be in one spot like all the time when you're doing stuff like this. Now, but when you're urban camping, there are some areas that you can go back to regularly, and a lot of times those places, some other people will be there too. So they probably go back there regularly, like their main spot. You know what I mean? Not main spot, but move around type of deal. You know. So let me see here. Can we should take a left. We should take a left down this way. Okay, so this is, I guess, like the main street on this road or in this area. I'm guessing this is where a lot of cars go to because light. So there's a stoplight up here, and there's a store, and all the way in the back there's also another store. So, you know, something like that might not be ideal. Something like this would be right here outside the main road, like on a branch on the main road, like something in front of that car right there, right next to that pole would be ideal. You know, that would be something that would be ideal for a couple of hours. I mean, they won't know. They'll just be thinking you're next door. Okay, right there on the left side, right there, right next to on the other side of the fence, right by that bush right there. See, the flower vine. This right here, that would be perfect. You know, but just not a cul-de-sac like that, because cul-de-sac, I don't know, man, they feel funny to me. And plus, if I need to get out, I want to be able to get out. So I don't know what that SUV is trying to do, but we're gonna mosey on down here, down this road. Alright, well, something else is going on up there up ahead. Oh my gosh, what the heck is this now? Whoa, look at that. Went all up in that medium. Oh my god. Man. Wow. Look at that, boy. Oh my god. Whoa. See? Yo, what's up, T? Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I wasn't gonna tell him. I was gonna let him know anyway. You know. Right. Right. I got you. Yeah. All right, man. Okay, sounds good. Bye-bye.
honey.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
You never know. And then
Somebody just might come over here and see one of those boots and be like, oh, dang.
I've sold 2 pairs of shoes and some soap this morning.
There you go.
I'm Amy from Pascagoula, Mississippi. I had kids young. I went through some things young. Was raped 13. Kind of started going a little wild, but then I had my first 2, and I got married young, and my husband was abusive. And I think that's the reason later on my son committed suicide. You know, he was in the engineering program. My oldest daughter is a math professor at USM. She got scholarships to go to college. My son was in the engineering program. He was engaged. None of them do drugs. You know, he was engaged, working at Walmart, paying his truck note, paying his car note. At 21 years old, and put a .357 in his mouth and pulled the trigger one day. Left us a note, said it was nobody's fault. Really wasn't even a note, it was the last will and testament. And my youngest daughter, she's in college, she plays the trumpet. So I just, you know, they're doing fine. I just took off, you know, they're gone and they don't even live at home no more.
Yeah.
So, and I've had a history of pain pills and Xanax over the years. And when my son, that was August 30th, 2019, ain't even 2 years ago. But I think in that moment, God heard me cry out to him. You know, he heard it's a scream that it don't stop. Even today, it don't stop. But he's brought me peace.
So what do you think is the biggest contribute that the life that you live now? What do you think led to this? And where we are now?
I think pain, but I think there's a stigma to people don't know your story. They want to judge, and they may look at me and see a prostitute on the street, and I've never prostituted a day in my life. You know, I'll go without before I'll. They don't know the story, and then they don't know. A lot of people don't understand mental illness. A lot of people don't understand depression, and there's a stigma to it. You know, selfish, cowardly, and they think because you're on the street that you don't want to work hard or that you don't want to, you know. But I mean, I've had my wallet stolen, no driver's license, and you know, I mean, things happen.
Yeah. Well, you can't get a driver's license if you don't have an address.
I don't have an address.
You know, and you can't get a job if you don't have a driver's license or an address.
And when my wallet was stolen, my Social Security card was in there. Right now with COVID, I can't even, it's so much trouble to even get a Social Security card. And like I said, I'm from a different state, so trying to get a Louisiana I went from Mississippi to Louisiana to here. I spent time in New Orleans, I spent time in Baton Rouge. And let me tell you who the nicest people I've met are, the people on the streets.
Yeah.
The ones that care the most, the ones
because they know.
They give, you know, I mean, I'm a 42-year-old white woman that is protected, you know, because they care more.
Right.
They care more.
Yeah.
Different
so, let's say 2-3 years from now, like, where do you see yourself? Like, what would be your goals, and what do you plan on accomplishing?
I have to get, however I have to do it, I have to get the message out that suicide. I have a purpose. God's given me a purpose, and I don't know how I'm going to fulfill it, but you know, I have to get the message out that we need to be able to talk about it. People need to come up to you and be able to say, hey, I'm suicidal. Well, let me tell you about God's love, God's joy. Let me tell you about His peace. He can help you with that. As far as where I see myself, since losing him, things don't mean as much as they used to. You know, I look at being outside, I'm grateful to be able to just look at the sun, you know. I mean, really. But I know I'll see him again too, you know, that's, I miss him so I cry. But I know God has revealed Himself to me. You know, when you read Scripture and you say it over, it tells you in the Bible to meditate in it, and He will reveal Himself, and He'll do that. When He does that, you can't have nothing but joy for the fact. I mean, I'm 42, it's flown by. So another 42 years, I'll see Him again, and then it'll be eternity. You know, so things, I don't mean, anything's hot out here, it's all right. You know, it's all right. God makes a way whatever it is.
I try to stay in the shades as much as I can.
I do too, but hey, yesterday at 1 o'clock I was walking all over
yeah.
this place.
Yeah.
You know, you just sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
That's right.
The only thing, what I pray to God that I maintain is my ability to care about my empathy and to not let other people's uncare make me different.
Yeah. You can see, you know, people out here in the streets. We see them all the time. I see them all the time. But when you see somebody actually out there trying, you know what I mean? Like they're making an effort.
Yeah.
You know, it's there's a difference. You see the difference. You know, when you walk around. I mean, I know you see it. I see it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you have some people that'll just stand and ask, and then you have some people that'll go get it.
Yeah.
For me, and I think it's the loss of my son. Outside of here, the world cannot take away from me what God gives me. God gives me peace. He gives me peace of mind, peace in heart, peace in soul. So that is true. Unless you have, I have a relationship.
Right, it's a choice.
It's a choice.
It's a choice. We make a choice whether we let it bother us.
Right. Or whether we just accept.
Well, not accept. I wouldn't say accept. I would say...
do better, maybe. Aspire.
There you go. Make it a motivation.
But in the process of aspiring, you have to accept what's going on. Okay, it's temporary. This is temporary.
Right, temporary.
This is temporary.
Yeah.
Tomorrow will be better.
Yeah.
As long as that's the goal, I think that's, for me, that's, I fell asleep, got bit by ants the other day, but I fell asleep in the crash. I think it's the desire to do better and accepting, okay, it is what it is, now what can I do about it?
Right, right.
That's why I say when
you know, someone had told me once before that the true definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. You heard that too?
Yes.
When we see people doing good things, we want to you know, it's not more like an envy. It's more like me when I want to be like that. You know, when we see people with money, it's like, man, I wish I had that kind of money.
Yeah, but
you know.
don't know what their problems are.
Exactly. Right. I mean, everybody always has problems.
That's right.
Everybody has problems, but everybody has a way of dealing with it.
It's how you carry it, I think. People look at me, they would never know that it's been less than 2 years since my son took his life.
Yeah.
In some moments, yeah, but I mean, and then people forget, people even close to me forget that. And I try to tell them, just because I carry it well don't mean it's not heavy, it's not heavy.
Right.
You know, 22 months for losing your child, I spent 22 minutes.
That must have been hard, man. I mean, I don't know how I would feel. Oh my gosh, you know.
It was a shock knowing now, and that's the thing, is I didn't know before that people like him, when he was 5 years old, his sister was born, and he came to me and said, Mama, tell Santa to bring everything for Alex, because I've had 4 Christmases.
Yeah.
And his whole life he was that way. And he always made people feel good. He was beautiful inside and out. Everybody loved him, and he made a point to make you feel good. And now I know because he felt so bad.
Well, I know what he wants to say to you.
Yeah.
He would want you to do better.
Absolutely. He'd want me to find joy too.
Yes.
You know, and I look at it like this too. If he's at peace, but I feel pain, it's better. I'll feel the pain if that's what it takes for him to be at peace.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I've been walking looking for jobs. You know, I heard
it's hard. It's hard.
But I did hear that there's one place that'll pay under the table.
I'm on Craigslist every day. Okay, gigs,
Indeed.
jobs, all that. You know what I mean? And there are jobs out there, but they're far away. Even with me having a car, like I can't afford the gas to go all the way where these jobs are at. You know, it's so hard. You know, I mean, I gotta stretch my gas.
Right. To get you where you have to go.
Right, and if I do take a job, let's say 30 minutes away or 40 minutes away, I have to make sure that it's a guaranteed job.
Right.
Because I can't be going out there driving for no damn reason.
Get out there and then you're stuck out
man,
there.
yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do that. It's a difficult situation, and a lot of people just really don't understand.
A lot of people think it's all about drugs, too.
Right.
So I think even now he would be, the fact that I'm not high, I think he would be fine with anything, you know. And I know he'd want me to have joy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I have to think like this, too. It was suicide, yeah, and I know what a lot of Christians believe.
But
But I know in my heart and soul that my God, my Lord, judges the heart, and He knows the mind.
The intention. The intention. Intention is intention. Right. The intent of a person.
That's right. That's right. What's in the heart?
What's in the heart? Right.
God knows. When you get a minute, look on YouTube. Colin Flint, COLLINFLINT, and you'll see a video. It'll say "In Love and Memory of Colin Flint."
Okay.
And that's my son. I want somebody to see it, and another mother maybe that has lost a child to suicide knows that she can be free from the guilt. There's a lot of guilt.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, the hardest thing that we do in life is forgiving ourselves.
But then when you know that the Lord forgives you, you can do it. You know, I still cry. He's my son, but I know.
But don't you think that you're also putting a lot more weight on yourself?
That's right. That's right.
No, I mean, like
guilt and shame is pride.
Yeah. It's
It's pride. You know, and it's not about me. It's about what he was going through. You know? And then I know this too. I know this about my son. He's like his mom, and you're not going to know how I'm feeling unless I want you to. So there's no way I could have known. He didn't want nobody to know. But if his death saves somebody else, if somebody else can find comfort, or if another mother can realize, okay, well, her son's been gone 22 months, and yes, she's crying, but she still finds joy out here, homeless on the streets, then I can find it too.
What keeps you motivated every day? What motivates you to go out there and do what you have to do?
Him.
Yeah.
Just knowing that he always did the next right thing, and I mean, I'll find a job and I'll find a place one day. You know, I'm not just today I'm helping him, but I'm looking, and I'll find something.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. And you know what the thing is that the biggest gift that God has given us is the power of free will.
That's right.
But the people, you know, sometimes we get so influenced and we get so manipulated, and we allow others to manipulate and influence us, even if we know the right thing to do.